Creek. It's so beautiful to see you all here. Yes, Christmas Eve morning. Fabulous to have so many of you here. How's everybody doing at home? Great to have you with us, joining us online. Please rise in body or in spirit and join us in singing Deck the Halls. Deck the halls with boughs of holly, fa la 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 la. 'Tis the season to be jolly, fa la 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 la. Dawn we now our gay apparel, la 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 la. Troll the ancient Yuletide carol, la 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 la. See the blazing Yule before us, fa la 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 la. Strike the harp and join the chorus, fa la 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 la. Follow me in merry measure, fa la 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 la. While I tell of Yuletide treasure, fa la 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 la. Fast away the old year passes, fa la 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 la. Hail the new ye lads and lasses, fa la 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 la. Sing we joyous all together, fa la 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 la. Heedless of the wind and weather, fa la 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 la. All right. We got another one for you because it's Christmas Eve morning. So, here we go. Get ready to sing it out. Joy to the world, for love has come. Let earth receive the King. Let every heart prepare it room. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing. And heaven and nature sing. Joy to the world, the Spirit reigns. Let all their songs employ. While fields and floods, rocks, hills and plains repeat the sounding joy. Repeat the sounding joy. Repeat the sounding joy. Love rules the world with truth and grace, and makes the nations bloom. The glories of pure righteousness and wonders of God's love, and wonders of God's love, and wonders of God's love. Joy to the world, for love has come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare it room. And heaven and nature sing. Heaven and nature sing. And nature sing. Heaven and nature and nature sing. Yay! Beautiful.
Good morning. Welcome to Unity of Walnut Creek service. My name is Danae Ligon.
And my name is Holly Curses. Welcome to our service.
We want to greet and bless everyone who is watching online. Your presence adds to our spiritual community, and we are grateful that you are here with us. Thank you for joining us. Now, please join me in welcoming Lisa and Zoë Snortum-Phelps. Joined by Diane Hardy on keyboard and Larry Curtin on drums. Yeah! Woo! Thank you for sharing your music with us today.
Reverend Kristen will deliver today's message titled Living Joy.
Before we begin, I invite you to turn your phones to silent or stun. You need to get yours, huh? As we enjoy this sacred service together. It always goes off during meditation. Don't be the one.
I'll get it before then. Let's take a moment to be grateful for the land our center rests upon. This is Bay, Miwok, and Ohlone land.
We honor the Bay Miwok and Ohlone people of today and are grateful for those who stewarded this land before us. We commit to taking care of these sacred native grounds and Mother Earth.
Unity is a positive path for spiritual living. Our vision for the world is, we envision a spiritually awakened world where all life thrives in conscious oneness.
And our mission is who we have come here to be. Let's say this together. We are a loving, inclusive community, expanding and living our divinity in sacred service for all. And our core values are love,
Connection, service, and wisdom. If you're here with us for the first time, welcome. If you feel comfortable, please raise your hand so we may give you a welcome packet. Is there anybody here? No.
Great.
Good.
Great.
Welcome. We're glad to have you with us here today. We invite you to visit the Welcome Center after the service. That's across the patio at the bookstore. And we have a welcome gift for you there, and we hope you'll choose to stay and visit after the service.
Connection cards are available in the newcomer welcome packet and in the seat pocket in front of you. These are for everyone. And with this card, you could submit a prayer request, and our prayer team will pray with you throughout the week.
You may also share feedback or request information. Please place your card in the basket during the offering. For those of you viewing online, connection cards are available on the Watch Live page of our website.
We have several activities to highlight this week.
You're invited to come to Unity's beautiful candle lighting service tonight at 8 p.m. Enjoy Christmas carols, sacred music, and a creative and metaphysical enactment of the Christmas story. This will be a holy night.
It's an absolutely beautiful way to end a year. And mark your calendar to end the year with your spiritual family at our New Year's Eve morning service at 10:30, like the one. I'm proud of all of you for showing up at 10:30 because I know this is different, by the way. We have a special message about cherishing gifts and walking through the mysteries of life together. So please note we will have one continued service, so we will not have the 9:30 and 11:30 service.
10:30.
10:30, yes. That is next week, 10:30. Yes, thank you.
But you can also come back on New Year's Eve at 8 p.m. for our annual Burning Bowl ceremony. Release concerns and patterns that hold you back and set your heart ablaze with zeal and the promise of a wonderful year ahead.
For more information and registration for all of our events, please see our website. You may visit our welcome table also for flyers.
And now Reverend Kristen has a special ceremony to share with us.
And I bet you can guess what it is. So all through the Advent season, we have families or groups of friends, couples, whoever the grouping is, to come together before us and to share the reading of the day and to light our Advent candles. So, of course, we've journeyed all the way through faith and peace and love, and today we land on joy. And I'm really thrilled to introduce to you a new family to us, although they're familiar to us. Mike Gomez is the regional consultant for the YOU and the Uniteens, and And his wife, Crystal, and their two darling daughters are going to come forward and share with us the reading and the candle lighting, and we'll follow that with our meditation time, which will begin with music and guidance and silence. So the Gomez family, come on up. And it's Adele and Evie.
Today's reading is slightly adapted from Reverend Teresa Burton's article in Unity's 2023 Advent booklet, The Sweetest Christmas. Throughout the past few weeks, we have leaned into faith, deepened in peace, and grown in love to reach this point, the renewal of the Christ within, the awareness and celebration of our divinity.
More than 2,000 years ago, A young family grew under the most arduous circumstances. Far from home, in a manger surrounded by animals, deep in the night, a new life was about to enter the world and change it forever. As two became three, the new parents touched the softest skin, felt the tenderest love, and knew the fullest joy.
The joy that is quiet, the joy that fills our hearts with love and our eyes with tears, is the joy that brings us home to ourselves. That joy is ours when we touch the peace of divine and feel our oneness with it. At the end of our Advent journey, we finally arrive through faith, peace, love, and joy. At the home we can never leave, we realized at the deepest level that the Christ is born anew.
I have said these things to you so that my joy may be in you, and that your joy may be complete. That's from John chapter 15, verse 11. And now we light the Advent candle of joy.
So you can settle into this song, which you will recognize, and just take it in quietly, or you can sing along.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Silent night, holy night, shepherds quake at the sight, glory stream from heaven afar, heavenly hosts sing Alleluia, Christ enlightened is born, Christ enlightened is born.
And so let us breathe into the holiness of this day. Perhaps hearing the echoes of this familiar song in your heart, or the lines from the reading out of the mouths of babes. The Christ is born in us this day. And we make of a place in our hearts that is open, that is filled with love. Ready to receive. Allow that bright, shining star from up above to light your whole being. And breathe through the anticipated joy as you open to receive, to allow, to bring forth the very best in you in the silence. There is a new feeling stirring, a birth about to take place. And perhaps an open spirit in you, a willingness to bring forth the very best, the highest, the purest love and light that lives inside of you. All the power and promise that comes with it. And so we thank you, Spirit, for entrusting us, the precious Christ, to be born anew in each one of us this night. We make our final preparations in anticipation of this joy. An open heart, a willing mind, and a continued step on the journey of light. And so it is.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round yon virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace, sleep in heavenly peace. Peace, joy, love in me. Peace, joy, love in me. Here in the stillness of this quiet night, sweet words of wisdom fill my ears. Your words like water keep my soul sustained. Let them rain, let them rain. shine how you shine. Peace, joy, love in me. Peace, joy, love in me. Peace, joy, and love in me.
And 2 guitars, that's new. Wow. So, how many of you have been with us on one of the Advent Sundays or more? Okay, how many have not? A few of you. Okay, so those of you who are new to our journey, we have a very, very special guest who has been with us throughout the entire time. And she's here once again. We have been blessed once again with her presence. I welcome the one and only Mother Mary.
Oh, hello. Good morning. I'm Mary. I suppose I haven't met some of you yet. I've been telling my story here for weeks now. Well, really, our story. As Joseph and I and the unborn child continued on our journey, we climbed the steep, long road to Jerusalem and passed through that city. All around us, men grumbled, as men tend to do. It wasn't really about the taxes or even the long journey to Bethlehem. It was the census. It was the counting of heads that the Jews feared and the Roman Empire. They whispered, someday, a king will rise up from Israel and spring out of the house of David. Meanwhile, I didn't want to tell Joseph that my pains had started. And finally, my donkey trotted into Bethlehem. His hooves clattered over the flagstones of the narrow streets lined with caves hacked out of rock. Above the mangers where the oxen slept, some people had built rooms for guests and travelers. Joseph stopped at a house to ask for a room. But there were no rooms. Nowhere. Meanwhile, my pains continued. We were desperate, but the world had changed. The natural generosity of people had dried up under the oppression of the Roman Empire. Why did I have to endure this? I mean, I was just a girl. I bit my lip to keep from crying out in pain. And I thought longingly of those mangers, dry and warm, where the bodies of the oxen would give off heat to keep us warm through the night. I wished that we could at least stay there. Finally, one landlord relented and said that we could sleep in his manger that night. I was so frightened. I wanted to change things. I wished I could make things different. I mean, I didn't need to be a mother. I needed my own mother. I wanted to go home again. I was afraid. But somehow, even though I was afraid, somehow I knew I wasn't alone. I remembered the promise given to me by the angel. The promise that held me, the promise that held Joseph. Through everything, through the confusion, we held on to that promise. Through the ridicule, we held on to that promise. Through the lack, we held on to that promise. With no room for the night, we held on. We entered the stable. That night, I gave birth. Through me, I gave birth to a child, and through the promise given to me, I gave birth. I gave birth to the promise of God. The joy that filled my heart was greater than anything I had ever imagined. And that little precious being radiated a love so bright that I had never felt before. Joseph and the faces surrounding me were filled with awe. It was as if we were suspended on a beam of bright, light-filled joy. Thank you.
Jennifer. That's okay. I just wanted to acknowledge this amazing actress. 4 weeks, every single service over the last 4 weeks, she has been Mary for us. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thank you for letting me do it. It's a pleasure.
And we're not done seeing her. Tonight, guess what? She'll play Mary. So to shift things up a little bit, because this is how Christmas is. It's like all of it, right? It's the depth of feeling, right? It's sometimes heartbreak. It's sometimes a time of grieving. And it's a time of great joy. And so we're going to go on that kind of journey this morning, starting with the Grinch Who Stole Christmas. Do you remember what happened when the Grinch tried to steal Christmas? We know the story well, most of us, I think. He took all the Christmas trees and the lights and the decorations. He took the toys and the presents. He took the makings of the Christmas feast. And still, the next morning, expecting to hear cries from down below in Whoville from all the Whos, what happened instead? When they awoke to their barren cupboards and their barren living rooms, not even a log in the fire, what did the Whos do? They went out into the town square like they always did, and they gathered and they joined hands like they always did, and they sang around the space that was now empty that used to have the big village Christmas tree. And the Grinch couldn't believe what he was hearing, more so what he was feeling. How could it be? He took every ribbon. He took every bow. He took everything. Do you remember his little hand coming down the chimney and he takes a crumb out of the mouth of a mouse? And still, Christmas came. And still, there was the joy and the love and the connection and the gathering and the faith and the hope and the peace that is Christmas. The light and the love and the joy can never be taken away. And when the Grinch realized this, in that moment of awakening, what happened? His heart, we're told, grew 3 sizes that day. And when our hearts grow, when our hearts expand, then anything that comes our way that is a challenge or is painful is easier to hold. Because in that big, expanded heart of love, whatever comes along that's difficult is not so painful, not so intense. There's room. And that's what we do during Advent is we make room. We make space. That's what Mary is showing us. As her body grows, she's making room for the birth of this Christ consciousness, for the rebirth of love and light, for the bringing of joy. And we follow right along with her in the same pattern after that same process on our journey toward Christmas, toward this birth. Today's headlines say, there is no Christmas in Bethlehem. Christmas is canceled. this year. Have you read that? Have you heard that? Yeah. But of course we know it's not possible. Yet it's true, the celebrations and the decorations are not there as they usually are. They've been laid aside to honor the somberness, to honor what's going on in Gaza next door. And it's true that the 3 million tourists are not pouring into Bethlehem that come each year. And yet the deep meaning of Christmas is laid bare there. And a profound hope and faith is still being cultivated in the local churches of Bethlehem this year. Elizabeth Monnier writes this in Christianity Today. She said, it's a cold December night. About 20 teens and 20-somethings are gathered in a circle at Emmanuel Evangelical Church in Bethlehem to hear the nativity story. They've heard it hundreds of times. They share the same birthplace as Jesus. The land and the circumstances are all too familiar. And yet here they are to hear the story again. Elias El-Najjar is telling the story. He's the youth ministry leader. He lived his own version of the journey to Bethlehem. In November of 2007, a militant group came in and threatened the Christians in the area, killed one of their fellow church members, and so he and his wife fled to Bethlehem. His wife was 9 months pregnant. They arrived in Bethlehem not knowing a single person, not knowing where to stay, not being sure how to find the place where she could have her baby. They had a piece of paper with some scribbled numbers on it with some health services in the area to find. And he was thinking about his own experience while he told these young people the Christmas story once again. And he shared it this way. He said, imagine Mary thinking, didn't God tell me I was to give birth to the King of Kings? Imagine them reaching this place where she would give birth. A big shock, right? The stench, the animals all around. The midst of all that, she delivers Jesus Christ, and they are filled with joy. Before that, he imagined Mary leaning against a wall, pregnant in her last hour. Imagine Bethlehem, he tells these young people, it's full. And it would be full like that if there wasn't a war in Gaza. He says, imagine that they didn't know where to stay just before this experience of joy. He says all of this, of course, in Arabic. And then he asks the kids, the young people, to think about the people in Gaza. And of course, they don't need much imagination because they see the videos every day, right? Children are being born and children are being killed. And this, he says, is the Christmas story. El-Najjar then says to them, all these small details that we don't usually pay attention to, he says, are the Christmas story. Because it's usually, we're all about the festivities and the lights and the decor. He said, but if you look at the real story of Christmas, he said, it's a story of pure hardship. And then he says, but God didn't leave Mary and Joseph, and they didn't leave God. And then he looks around the room and he said, why should we? Why should we? When things get tough, when things get hard for us, a lot of us want to go back to these traditional ideas that there should be some kind of savior or a superhero God that swoops in and saves the day for us, right? We all sort of long for that in those moments. But El-Najjar is teaching these young people something in the midst of this very difficult year in Bethlehem, and more so in Gaza. That the spirit of Christmas, the meaning of Christmas, the truth of Christmas cannot be taken away. In fact, it is sometimes when we strip away all the trimmings that we feel that laid bare truth. That the light and the love is always there. The faith the devotion. That's what he's speaking to. This is what happens to us in hard times. It gets rekindled again. And even in the joy of Christmas, it gets rekindled in a different way, right? The warmth, the love, the connection, the gathering, the joy, the laughter. No matter what is going on in our lives, in other words, no matter what's going on in the world, like you can't touch that is within us. That spirit, that knowing. I remember once standing in the home that was once St. Francis of Assisi's. It's now a kind of museum home. And I was I didn't grow up Catholic, but I was kind of fascinated by the Sacred Heart of Jesus. And so there's a picture of a painting of him, and he's standing there, and it's like, it's one of those images in Unity we wouldn't be hanging up probably. It's got the crown of thorns and the blood, but then there's his heart, and he's pointing at it. And I just stood there and felt and got it. Like he was saying, almost speaking through the painting, you can't touch this. No matter of pain or war or anything that breaks our hearts wide open. No matter of difficulty in our personal lives, whether it be in prosperity or relationship or health and wholeness or whatever it is that comes our way, you can't touch this. It out here cannot touch this. This light, this love, this devotion, it's untouchable. It's so big. And once we release it, once we allow it, once we open to it, we really get how very big it is. How very powerful the presence of the divine is that we carry with us. And that if we're brave enough, like Mary, we birth into the world. Jesus has this really profound statement in the Gospel of Thomas, the Gnostic Gospels. He says, if you bring forth that which is within you, it will save you. And if you don't bring forth that which is in you, it will destroy you. Not meaning the Christ will destroy you, but that it's so important, it's so essential to have the courage to open up to the big spirit that is within you, that wants to be unleashed, that just longs to be freed into the world through you and as you. And we get it, right? There are times when we really step into that, and there are times we forget, and that always seems to be the journey. And the call to remember, the call is to keep remembering that we too have a sacred heart within us. We too have a portal of love, of light, of all of this that comes forth through us. A womb, if you will, in all of us, male and female alike, that is ready to birth exactly what the world needs, exactly what we need. And so Mary persists. She says, even though I was afraid, I somehow knew that I wasn't alone because I remembered the promise that was given me. The promise was holding me, and it was holding Joseph. Have you ever received spiritual guidance and it felt like it held a promise of some kind in it? Maybe it wasn't blatant, but maybe it wasn't obvious, but there was a sense that if I do this, if I follow this, there is a knowing that it has joy in it, it has blessings in it, it has prosperity in it. Or maybe you've been around the spiritual journey long enough to know that that is the way it works. And that when you do say yes, when you do follow, even though it may seem counterintuitive or not quite right, or you're not sure, there seems to be outer consequences that are difficult to accept in order to move forward in whatever way you feel like you keep being asked to move forward. And yet you do, because you know that there is a promise in it. A promise in it that is best for you, that is the greatest good for all. Sometimes we don't know why or what exactly we're being asked to do, or why we're exactly being led in a particular direction. But following it has a sense of it is the right thing to do right now. And I trust that in the end, it will be worth it. And that's the joy at the end of the birth. That's the joy at the end of the yes. And maybe even in the midst of it, if we can be fully present to what is here. Mary says everything, through the confusion we held on to our promise, through the ridicule we held on to the promise, we held on to the promise through the sense of lack. And without a room, we kept holding to that promise. So what do we do when life challenges come our way? We lean in, right? Leaning into our faith. And that promise of love and light that protects us, that prospers us, and that brings us joy. In divine time, not always according to our time. Important piece to remember. Lisa's crying up here in the front row. It's true. It's a little frustrating, isn't it? Mary's journey vacillates back and forth, it seems, between two perspectives. In one way, she's a scared young girl. And in another, she is a woman who is filled with faith and knowing and power. Do you ever feel like you do that? Like sometimes you're a wizened elder and other times you're a scared little kid? Or sometimes you're a wise child or a scared elder. You know, it goes both ways, right? What can we do, though, when we're not sure? When we're not sure what to do next? When we don't know? When we're in that place of unfamiliar territory? Because that's where the spiritual journey takes us over and over again. That's why it takes courage, because we don't know. That's why we get afraid. That's why we freeze up and we don't want to take the next step, because it's dark there. It's unknown there, right? But yet over and over we keep being asked, and it's almost as if every time we take a step, there's light at our feet once again. Because we are carrying the light. We are casting the light from the divine essence within us, and every step will be illumined as we take it. And so holding to that, knowing that, gives us a little more courage to move ahead. So when we don't know what to do, we can just stop for a moment and breathe, right? Drop in, feel that presence and that assurance. And then connect with our higher self by doing that. And once we do, we just listen. Listen for the guidance. Listen for the divine ideas to come. Listen for what's next. And trust your intuition. Trust your knowing and act upon it. That's what Mary did, right? She has this divine idea all of a sudden. She says, wow, wouldn't it be nice to be in one of those mangers right now, lying down to, I'm having these pains. I'm about to have this child, and we would at least be warmed by the animals around us. It's dry there. It's warm there. There's a place to lie down. And so it's through that guidance that they show up and at the door of the person, the innkeeper or the landlord, and ask. It's like when she was telling the story, I felt like they were traveling from Airbnb to Airbnb. So meanwhile, while all this is going on, the magi, the wise astrologers, are coming from the east, far away. But these wise ones, they're readers of the stars. They understand something about stars and the importance of stars, and they're intuitive. And that star over Bethlehem, that bright star, is a symbol of intuition. And that's what they're following, the pull, the intuition, the light that is taking them in that direction. And so they set out on their journey toward this pull, following the light. And that particular light could be thought of as Jesus' soul origin, that star, and maybe all of ours or some of ours, who knows? But that there was a light beam that is saying, I'm coming now to earth from my place of origin, just like there was when you came. Scientists say we're made of stardust after all. So wherever it is that soul originates and comes to earth, what a glorious, important decision has been made to do so. One day, your soul made that decision, and here you sit, embodied with this huge spirit inside of you, this bright, shiny star of truth from where you come, pure light, pure love. And here to be an emissary of that, to be an opener to that. The wise men seem to somehow know these things. And so they came, traveling a long way to get there on camel. And even the humble shepherds felt the pull, felt the intuition, saw the light, and felt magnetized toward that light. They maybe didn't know why, but they were willing to leave their flock, or bring some of them with them, and come to the manger to see what was going on. And a feeling of anticipation, anticipatory joy is sort of stirring amongst all of these characters, amongst all of these who are being pulled into this scene. And it's kind of the same thing that happens in our lives. There's this anticipatory joy that happens when we gather together, and there's a sense of, as we pray, something gets lifted up. Or as we journey together, as we have a spiritual experience together, there's a sense of something important is happening here. When we come together in ritual, in ceremony, and especially when we come together when new birth is happening, when new life is coming to earth. Have you ever either birthed a child, or witnessed the birth of a child, or celebrated the birth of a child, or held a newborn? Yeah, a lot of you are nodding your heads. And we know what an experience that is. We know what a pure blessing that is. I mean, that's a reason why we call it a bundle of joy, right? Because that's exactly what happens. This whole experience. You know, Mary goes in, she says, you know, we went in, as she continues her journey, and that night I gave birth as promised. I gave birth to a child. I gave birth to the promise of God. And the joy I felt in my heart, she said, was greater than anything I could have ever imagined. This little precious being radiated love like I had never felt. And Joseph and all the faces that surrounded me were filled with awe. It was as if we were all suspended in a light beam filled with joy. And those moments in our own lives are those moments of ushering in new life are like that. Receiving with joy that which is so precious and pure. I invite you to close your eyes for a minute if you haven't already gone back to one of those moments. And just take yourself into one of those times when you have experienced a child, a new baby, or you birthed a baby, or you witnessed a birth. Bring yourself back to those moments of that child's arrival, of their early days on earth. What did you feel as you beheld this new life? And just connecting with that feeling, remembering what that was like. Remembering the newness, maybe that sense of wide-eyed otherworldliness, the pure love, the innocence, the tenderness, whatever it is that comes to mind and heart. It's the story of Christmas. New life, hope, the promise of what's yet to come, What will we become? What will this child become? What will I become? And even now, even in maybe a wizened elder state for some of us, even now, there is this opportunity to be reborn again, to bring forth a new aspect of our spirit and soul that has not yet been revealed. There's always an opportunity to grow, to rebirth, to bring forth on our journey. And even, I believe, beyond the time we shed our bodies. It just keeps on going because the becomingness, the idea of birth and rebirth is essential to the spirit to continue to evolve and to expand and to live and to be and to embody the light and the love and the joy. The birth of Jesus, of course, is not the end of the Christmas story. We know that well, right? It's a heralding of a great event, a new consciousness born on the earth. This is what the wise ones knew. A new consciousness is coming to earth, and I am not going to miss that event. Let's get our camels and go. And it's the same kind of excitement when we get connected to what is really happening. A new birth is happening in me. Yes, it's Christmas with all the traditions and the celebrations and all of that, so loving and wonderful. And yet there's something deeper going on. And so we become aware of it and may be willing to participate in it. I hope so. If you feel that stir within you, ask yourself, am I willing? Am I willing to bring forth that which wants to be brought forth in the world through me and as me? And if so, trusting that promise of goodness yet to come. Pressing on through the challenges that come your way and keep following the light of your intuition. Your commitment to following the guiding light leads to the fulfillment of the promise of Christmas. The promise of this ever unfolding Christ consciousness on earth. The world needs it, and the world needs you. And as you say yes to it, you too are blessed many times over. So this is what we're about this Christmas. This great joy is the rebirth of all that is in you that wants to come forth. So I want to affirm for us that we will indeed follow the light of our intuition to this rebirth. Let's say this together. I follow my intuition to the joy-filled rebirth of Christ in me. And so it is.
Kristen, thank you so much for bringing joy into our lives and the reminder to open our hearts to new things that are all around us.
Yes. Our prayer chaplains are available after this service to provide personal prayer support. If you are a prayer chaplain serving today, would you please stand? Our prayer chaplains wear the lavender stoles. Thank you. We have several. Yay.
Whether you have a joy or concern in your heart today, praying with our prayer chaplains is a powerful opportunity to have your intentions raised up into consciousness.
And now let's open our hearts to the practice of giving. Yay! I invite you to prepare your gifts as we align with the universal law of circulation. As we give, we shall receive. In truth, there is no lack or limitation. Abundance is our true nature.
For your convenience, there's a variety of ways to financially give to this community, and they're shown on the board in front of you. For those of you watching online, there's a donate button on the Watch Live page. We encourage everyone to avoid bank fees and set up automatic giving to Unity through your bank's bill pay system.
And now I invite you to take your tithe or offering in your hands and repeat our affirmation with me together.
Divine love, one with me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am joy-filled and grateful.
Thank you.
Joy to the world, for love has come. Let earth receive her King. Let every heart prepare it room, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing, and heaven and nature sing. Joy, unspeakable joy, and overflowing well, no tongue can tell. Joy, unspeakable joy, rises in my soul, never lets me go. Joy to the world, the Spirit reigns. Let all their songs employ, while fields and floods, rocks, hills, and plains repeat the sounding joy. Repeat the sounding joy. Repeat, repeat the sounding joy. Joy, unspeakable joy, and overflowing well, no tongue can tell. Joy, unspeakable joy, rises in my soul, never lets me go. Joy, unspeakable joy, and overflowing well, no tongue can tell. Joy, unspeakable joy, rises in my soul, never lets me go.
Thank you. What a fun medley. So as we open our hearts to the good, we receive. And we receive and enjoy the great prosperity that comes in so many forms. And let's send it out now into the world as we are overflowing with the love and the light and the joy that is the promise for everyone on earth. Let it be so that more joy is felt today, that something breaks open, that minds are changed. Thank you, Spirit, for the love that ends war. Let's bless it together. We give thanks for the ever-increasing constant flow of absolute good in our lives now. So it is.
All right, let's bring in the children. We are a circle of love. We are a circle of light. Come join the circle of love. Come join the circle of light. The light in you and the light in me are one. The light in you. The light in you and the light in me are one. Yeah.
I did. Yes. Yes, I did. And they were wonderful. Yeah. So we talked about how tomorrow is Jesus' birthday. And everyone went around and said what their gift to Jesus was going to be. Do you want to share? Anybody want to share? You want to share, Katie? You want to share? Yeah.
Love.
Yes. Yeah?
Peace.
Peace. Definitely. Go ahead.
A picture.
Yes, a picture. Anybody else? You want to share? What did you want to do?
A loving.
Yeah, lovey. That's wonderful. We all drove pictures, and yeah, it was a great crew today. We had a good time.
Wonderful. Well, Merry Christmas to all of you. We may not get to see all of you tonight, so. And it's always a good time to strike a pose. Let's bless our children and teachers together. Children, youth, and teachers, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the divine light within you.
All right, we're going to close with I Choose Love. Please rise in body or spirit and join us in singing. Peace in my life is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what I'm made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one. One tie that binds us that can't be undone. I choose love. Peace for our planet is growing because I choose love. Love's always present, it's what we're made of. I choose love. We are a part of each other. We are one. One choice unites us. Let this be the one. I choose love. I choose love. I choose love.
Well, come back tonight to light up the world with us at 8 p.m. Merry Christmas to all, and remember, you are the love and the light and the Christ on earth right now. So let your light shine. Have fun and spread joy.